Anna Marie, did you watch The Bear yet? Like, finally?
We're late to the party, but we are finally watching
Were you at the
this
party?
TV show.
Fair.
Fair.
What do you think? What do you think?
Let's talk about Forks. That episode.
Works, man.
It had me feeling all kinds of certain ways because,
Better believe it.
like, I know I'm not in restaurant world, but I do.
And you're in service.
Service definitely in hospitality.
Yeah.
We take care of people, or I feel like we should take care of people and pay attention to details, and every second counts,
Mhm.
just like in the show. But that specific episode, I drew or saw a lot of parallels, leadership parallels in that specific episode with just real estate because that's the platform I'm in, but probably a lot of different leadership opportunities, both in a senior leadership position or even in a middle management leadership position too. Carmy takes over the restaurant and he wants it to be something different. Richie, who was the guy in charge, is now not, the head chef anymore or the executive leader anymore. And so he thinks that he's being sent to this restaurant, this professional development opportunity to get rid of him or to weed him out, and he gets there, it's in a completely different environment. It's definitely an environment that pushes him and encourages him to be better and to look at things through a different lens and to evaluate situations differently. And he goes in so hostile, like so hostile. Throwing forks around. His first job is to clean forks.
It feels like it's beneath him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I I would imagine, and I can speak for myself, anytime you join a new organization, in the beginning, you're going to take some steps back and be asked to do some things that you probably haven't done in a while or have a feeling of I'm better than this or this is beneath me. And he doesn't do it. He has an adult temper tantrum while doing it, like he's throwing the forks around.
I've been there.
He's washing or he's, trying to get smudges off of 5 or 6 forks at a time instead of just 1 at a time, and there's his new boss or the guy who's,
Yeah.
watching him, shadowing, goes, "I need to talk to you," and they go outside, and he talks to him about, "You might not like what you're doing, but you should have enough respect for yourself in order to put some effort into wiping the smudges off for it." But just being in that environment, that was the best get your act together, dude, in a respectful manner possible.
Once you realize that, like, you might just be part of this machine, but the machine is creating so much good, finding sort of like solace in that and like finding joy in that too, that like if your purpose is to create joy in other people's lives or create peace in other people's lives, that like that's that you're cooking. I
Mhm.
mean, that's no pun intended based on the chef show, but that I think that's what I love the most about like Richie's kind of arc there is he realized like what his bag might actually be is not what he expected, and like that's totally cool.
He was not taking any responsibility for his own actions and what was happening and where he was, and was just really angry at everybody else before looking inward first. And Carmy is trying to give him a leg up or give him just a different experience because he realized that he had never worked in any other restaurants before except for,
Yeah.
Eve. And so he can't be mad at him or expect something different with him when he doesn't have an awareness of what else this can look like. And so he doesn't just send him to another deli. He sends him to a 3-star Michelin star restaurant, like one of the most amazing restaurants. It has a 5,000 wait list to get in, at least on the TV show it does. That's a heck of an experience, and what's crazy, we're talking about forks, but Carmy did it for his pastry chef too. He sent him over to Copenhagen so he could have that experience, and then he also sent Tia over to culinary school because she had never been to culinary school before, so Carmy as a leader knew where he was wanting to go and realized that the rest of his leadership team needed to have some professional development, needed to have some resources poured into them so that he can get to where he wants to get. And he didn't even bat an eyelash about sending either of those 3 places that they could get that experience instead of trying to, you know, hope they do it or just getting rid of them. He could have fired them all and hired people who already had that experience, but he didn't want to start over. And I just that's a huge leadership lesson right there. And he wasn't scared to do it.
Where have you seen that Richie moment in your world?
Yes. So have always been a huge proponent of professional development and learning and getting outside of our own sandbox and getting to hear other experiences. Um, I have had a lot of opportunities myself with some companies that have poured a lot of resources into me. So I've always wanted to give back and made sure that other people have those opportunities as well. There have been a couple of managers that I worked with in the past that they had the opportunity to go to conferences or go and visit other companies or go and hear the way some subject matter experts did some things that felt within their department or fell within their role within the company. And I knew that they were having a blast when they would text me when they had been there a couple of days and just say, "This is amazing. Like I have learned, I can't wait to get back and talk about blah 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 blah." Or biggest thing is when they would get back and you could see them piece in or weave into the fabric of our company what they had learned or their take on how it made us better and how we could tweak this and this could be not just more efficient, but this brought more life to another department or they felt, reinvigorated about, okay, this is why I'm here. This is what we're doing. I'm excited about leading this team again. That's that's really awesome as a leader to see that happen.
What do you think brokers can learn from Carmi and how he approached that situation?
First off, even when Richie gave him a little friction as to or a little pushback as
Called
to
pushback.
sure, that's the PG version of pushback of sending him to this place and he was really resentful. Carmi didn't back down. He was just like, he was doing something else at the time, but he wasn't like, well, okay, well, come on back. He was just says, no, man, like, just keep at it. Everything will be okay. But then when Richie came back and he came back to the restaurant and he didn't tell him what he was implementing. He was just doing. Carmi was supportive in those things. So, if you have a person that works on your team or works underneath you in a team, when you send them or you give them the opportunity to have those resources poured into them or for them to learn and become more aware or grow, you can't come back and be like, we've never done it that way. We can't do that. Like that's why you sent them is to bring back that knowledge and like let them like go and let them take ownership of the thing that you've sent them to grow onto. There's nothing worse than thinking you're in control of something or thinking you're owner something and you get to run with it and then you bring it back or you conceptualize and you have a plan and they are like, "No." You're like, "Okay.
Well, why did I go?
Why did I go?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And it removes it, it cuts the rug out from underneath them and it removes all of that excitement and all of that energy. You've lost it when you do that.
That's awesome.
But you've gotta be, like, secure enough in yourself that, like, with your own leadership to be okay with letting them go and letting them run with it too. So there's the respect for himself that Richie, gets clued into, and I've got to respect myself first before I can receive respect from other people. But I think also Richie saw firsthand that it's not all about him and he's part of the team. Like he has to rely on other people in order to get the wow moment accomplished. So he heard about the family that wanted to make sure they tasted a deep dish pizza before they left. He took that information back to the kitchen, but somebody else said, "We're gonna go get the deep dish pizza." Somebody else, prepped it in a manner that it matched the rest of the aesthetic of the restaurant.
Mm.
So he got to deliver on seeing the wow, but he wasn't the only one that worked to make that a wow moment for the patrons that had come to the restaurant. And so I think he kinda saw, "Oh, it can't just be me that's running this wow experience or running this restaurant or running the back of house. I have to have other people back there, but I have to also have other people back there that are able to accomplish and execute at the level I want to execute. And sometimes it's me that's not pulling my own weight with the rest of the team. I just think that was he saw how the all of it fits into the big picture, where before, I think he just barked orders and everybody said, "Yes, sir," you know?
Mm. If someone comes back from that professional development opportunity, you need to be in support of that, but also understanding that that change isn't just gonna happen with just that one person
Yeah.
either, that part of the process is, like, you're gonna let that person cook, but then also like, encouraging the others to
Mhm.
implement and support that person too, like, to get buy-in
Mhm.
around that change.
Mhm. And there's a lot of opportunities in real estate for agents to continue to develop and agents to continue to grow and sell more houses and be more efficient. And we actually encourage and embrace, yeah, go to this conference and make sure you're utilizing all the opportunities and the tools that the brokerage offers. But a good leader and good company leadership needs to offer those same opportunities for the staff, for the team that supports those agents as well. Now it'll look different.
Mm.
Um, your office management team, your office admins aren't going to go to the same conference an agent would go to, but there's opportunities for them to take, a 1 day course at one of the local community colleges or one of the local colleges where they can get some professional development. They can learn about time management or, the latest and greatest platform that's just come out, all of the new updates that Microsoft Office offers or Google Office. Like there's types of development that they can receive. And that way too, if you're in the marketing department, getting to go to, some marketing conferences and stuff like that, hearing how other people are executing on marketing departments, creatives, all of that stuff, they have to be inspired to create as well. So making sure they have those opportunities is just as important.